So yesterday it was Apple's WWDC 2017. So event meant for developers and for the people who make apps for Apple. So for the MacBooks or for the iMacs, for even the iPhones. And if you are a developer, that is the event for you to go every year and check out what's happening with Apple, what new products are coming out, and what's happening with their operating system and what new changes they're bringing up and which can affect your development of apps. But quietly, in that developer event, Apple launched a bunch of important stuff. 6 items in total, but I could have made a video, going over what was launched and what's new and what you should be knowing about WWDC 2017. But I feel there are a million videos, or at least a few good ones out there that explain it really well. And me doing the same thing will be pointless. So I'm going to make a video about the one product that caught my eye the most and about the one that I'm most excited about. And that is the $5,000 onwards, the Spec-Beast, the monster, the iMac Pro. Surprise launch, let's talk. Hey, this is Yusuf here from TECHDROIDS, and today we are talking the most powerful computer we have ever made, Tim Cook 2017. Let's get started. So the iMac Pro, a surprise launch, no one was expecting it, no one knew much about it, and Apple just drops it, boom, and everyone is blown away. Why? Because this thing has specs that can, even shame a computer that's made in 2017, the highest end one. Nobody has one that's, this powerful, or at least on paper. And Apple proves with this computer that they can play around with the numbers and they can put up, really good specs and really good, numbers and just on paper specs. And they have done a really good job at doing that. So let's talk specs. Why not clear it out at the start, and why just keep it as a suspense? So you can get it in either 8-core, 10-core, or 18-core Intel Xeon processor that can turbo up to 4.5 GHz and can have up to 48 megabytes of cache. That alone is enough to blow you away. And you can couple it with 32, 64, or 128 gigabytes of freaking DDR4 2666 ECC memory. And that's just incredible. 128 gigabytes. What do you need it for? Pinball at 4K or something? Max settings? Whatever it is. And also you can get up to 4 terabytes of PCIe based SSD storage that has 3 gigabytes per second throughput. So, dumping large files will be an easier and a less painful job. And that's it for the raw paper specs. Now let's talk the design and the display, which haven't changed. The design hasn't changed much. It is carried over from the last generation of iMacs. It now comes in one new color, that is space gray. But Apple, when is that matte black iMac coming? Get it? And talking about that display, that's going to be the thing that punches you in the face the first time you see an iMac, or at least the iMac Pro, because this is 5120 into 2880 pixels. It is full 5K glory with 500 nits of brightness, and also follows the P3 color gamut, so all cinema glory stuff. But you need to know that this display is really good, and it is the best display you will see on any computer, period. Next, powering that display are the AMD Radeon Pro Vega graphics. So you can get it in either 8 or 16 gigabytes VRAM variant. Vega hasn't come out for Windows yet, and neither does it come out for Apple right now. The Apple iMac Pro starts to ship in about December time of this year for $5,000 onwards. So, including the Vega cards means that you don't have that support for NVIDIA's CUDA development, which is used by Adobe Premiere Pro users and people that actually use CUDA cores for rendering purposes or just to make their work easier. So if you are a hard Adobe Premiere Pro user, and if you're looking for CUDA cores to speed up your rendering process, you need to think twice, because this is a big investment. So just think about it. Think that, can you switch to Final Cut Pro 10, or can you deal without CUDA cores? And if you can, then the iMac Pro will be a really good option. Next, talk ports, and something that Apple is allergic to: adapters. Why will they put ports in their computers and they want adapters to sell? But this time around they've given a decent amount of ports. So starting off with 4 Thunderbolt 3 USB Type-C ports, USB Type-A 3.0 ports, SD card reader, 3.5mm jack, and a power port, which you cannot do anything else other than supplying power. How foolish of me. Next up, talk speakers and cooling. Now let's talk speakers first. So Apple's iMacs, have really good, decent speakers, not good, decent speakers, and you don't expect much from the speakers as well. But MacBooks, haven't you heard them? They sound really good. They sound incredible, and they're the best speakers for any laptop on the market, period, at least. And iMacs have always, had those tinny, decent speakers. This time around, Apple wants to change it up. So 2 big speakers at the top, 2 at the bottom, to give you high fidelity audio, rich bass, higher volume outputs, higher sound output, and in general, just better sound quality to blow your mind. And they don't want you to use, additional speakers. Maybe not the case, but yeah, you will get improved audio. Next up, talk cooling. So if you're thinking, how is that, Xeon, how's that Vega going to be cooled? That is a lot of power, and power makes heat. But Apple has a, new cooling solution. So it is like 2 big fans sandwiched by 1 massive heatsink that take the air around the GPUs, CPUs, around the top area and just push it downwards. Downwards, there are vents which clean it off. And Apple claims 500 watts of power. Still, the iMac Pro stays chill and will be cool and won't make a lot of noise. Acoustics, cooling will be something that you can check out when the computer actually comes out and the reviews are actually out. But I think this should be an effective cooling system. But don't quote me on this one. I just think it is my own opinion. Don't know what will happen in the real life usage. And now let's talk the most important part of the iMac Pro. That is pricing and availability, or only pricing. It starts upwards of $5,000 US and can go up to $10,000 US. You can also get adapters additionally for DisplayPort, for HDMI and stuff. So you got to get some adapters. Availability, it starts shipping this fall. That's December. Pre-book now, and my opinions are really good. Pricing could have been a little cheaper, but this is the most powerful computer Apple offers, or at least the most powerful computer that 2017 has to offer, period. So if you're into that pro game, the iMac Pro is the best computer for you right now. And that's been it. Thanks a lot for watching. Give this video a massive thumbs up. Get subscribed to TECHDROIDS for more videos like this. And I'll catch you guys in the next one. Thanks a lot for watching. Peace.